Mm-hmm. 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 Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning, and this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back, moving on till I get it all. And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? My strife, my right to fight, to die on. And this is my game to play, to claim a brand new name, And I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a bit nervous that I might screw everything up that I've ever done. But what's the point of living if you ain't having fun? I guess I'll try this, try that, might miss, gotta find what I'm good at. I guess I look here, look there, over where am I scared, where am I at? I gotta make it in this life, whatever makes me happy, know I'm doing things right. Sipping in the summer on a goose and Sprite, or find a nightclub for the end of the night, And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be?
I can transplant them. Trailer for runner bean should start dropping out some beans any moment. Thought it would have started by now. I'll break back some of these leaves in a while. Photosynthesis can take place in all these up here. I'll remove these so it gives energy to the plant. More beetroot in containers. My pumpkin over here again trailing. I've got so much pumpkin all over the place. I do love pumpkin. I do a lot of pumpkin in my soup. If you know Jamaicans, Jamaican love a nice pot of pumpkin soup. We also do rice and pumpkin. So I eat a lot of pumpkin, boiled pumpkin, rice and pumpkin. Pumpkin in my soup, pumpkin in the juice, a lot of pumpkin. And if I could get myself some naturally grown pumpkin, that would be fantastic. I have had it many a time since growing, so looking forward to have that this year too. These are my type of vegetables that I like: chawati, chocho, turnip, beetroot, carrots. Less carbs in my diet, and if I can get them from my naturally grown garden, that would be lovely. Another thing I'd use a lot, mint, lemongrass. My lemongrass is not doing as good this year. Usually I have lots and lots of lemongrass. Most of them died over the summer. And this batch that I start regrowing, they just struggle. I've never seen them struggle this much. Probably wasn't good quality. And this is a sweet pepper from last year. I kept it indoors. You can see the older one. And here it is this year. Lots of flowering tomatoes. Another beetroot over here. And the old lemon tree that won't produce. Here, this is one of the lemongrass. And I've got a few others This one is doing well, and they are literally the same age. This one and that one is the same age. I started this year. I bought them in March. They just took a long time to push out any roots while they were in the water. All up until May, I decided to put them in soil, and late May actually. And this is one of the sisters, and the other one is over there. The other two down there is even a bit worse, but hopefully something will come of them, so I can have me some lemongrass for the winter. This is an orange, which I stick the seed in the soil, and this is it. Might take 10 years to produce something, as it doesn't produce well from seed. Actually, over here I've got spring onions. That's my spring onion. I usually get lots and lots of huge spring onion, and then throughout the winter they do flourish really good as well. Really chunky over the winter into January, February. They survive the cold. So this is what's happening. Pumpkin is flowering. The garden is expanding. Pumpkin is eating. Chickens are picking on the pumpkin leaves. Thank you for watching. Another runner being here. Strolling up, strolling up, strolling up, strolling up. So as you've seen from many videos, you don't need a lot of space to grow your own little vegetables. You can see a potato there growing. I keep my containers that I use to clean the chicken pen, cage, coop. It's not a proper one, but I keep them there daytime. Then I keep them in a small little cage in another outdoor space that I have. And those are my containers that I use to harvest water. And here's my compost heap. Oh gosh, gotta cover this up and sort that out properly. It's breeding flies, can't have that. I'll sort that out before today. The chicken does well because they run along here and eat all this grass. They've got all this space. They enjoy life. They've got lots of space, but the grass is literally dry. So I'm gonna cut it today, get it cut today, so they're not out today. And get it water so it grows fresh, because they do enjoy eating grass more than the corn. They definitely do love the roaming around. And there you go. The laying has been happening today. So Savannah already lay, and Chantel will lay maybe within the hour. Last week they lay after midday, and yesterday I know they didn't lay on Sunday. They started yesterday and an earlier start. So they overlaid overnight, maybe because they had a break, 1 day break, and then back. So they laid they laid 6 days last week, and only Sunday they never laid. So it's really good. They are doing well. They like to fly and roam. I hope you will watch this video and do stay tuned for more and see how I am doing with growing little vegetable in my garden space before I go to work. So I get up early in the morning, I look after the chickens, I do my indoor work, look after the garden, then I leave for work about 1 o'clock. So I don't really have much rest, and it's like every day. Then I fit in other activities around all this. Then I get home very late at night, and I start it all over again the following day. And such is life. It's very hard. It's hard to live sometimes. I wonder. I wonder about living. This here is a sunflower. I need to mold it up a bit and stick it. Over there is another sunflower. I've got a few. I need to put down a few more. And I'm gonna grow some cabbages and stuff that the chicken love, because they do love eating cabbage. Another sunflower here, and I'll have the seeds for the chicken. More sunflower, and there's a few on the other side. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my homestead. I've got 3 elegant plants here growing. They seem to be competing against each other. Check them out. Update of the week. So I've got oregano. I've got leaf of life. And I have got, oh my god, I forget what it is called. What is going on here? Please remind me what this is called. I do know the name, but I am blanked at the moment. But it is growing so tall. I had different plants, about 3 different pots, but the other 2 died. Those branched. This one determined not to branch. My lemongrass, most of them also. So I've started a new batch. They're in the nursery coming up. And this is sets of oregano, which I cut back from a plant which was overgrown. So I've got so much oregano, I'll have to give some away. This is one of my masterpiece oregano. I just love to look at it. It's so beautiful how it spreads in the pot. A very small pot. It's a very huge plant, very beautiful. I'm gonna be very sad to have to trim it back, but eventually I will have to. This is my aloe vera plant. Last year it turned over and smashed, and it sprang back very nicely. It was so big last year, but I'm pleased to see how it is regrowing. Here is my biggest tomato of the year. The others in the back are growing very well also, but this is looking really good. I need to prune it. I'm getting lots of suckers, which I do not really want too much suckers. I'll break some back. Over here you can see things are taking off very nicely. Though it is July, things are a little bit slow this year. But I hope that things will bear in. That's my first little pumpkin of the year. Let's see if it will stay. And those are my little ends that I've added to the garden system to help me with some mulch. Here I've got sunflower, a bit of beans, sweet potatoes. I'm going to take out the potato soon, and that will make space for the sweet potato to flourish, to run along the soil. And these have got a runner bean climbing up, getting ready to bear. Over here I've got a little okra. I had a few more, but they passed. They didn't make it, they died. You can see my strawberry, which I've reaped off this year. I've harvested a lot, and I am still getting little flowering, quite a few. And I am expanding it down there as the runners stick to the soil, I will mold them in and fix it up nicely. Here also sweet potato taking off nicely. Let's see what happens come September, October, end of season really. Potato, Albert potato, this is called. I will be reaping it, harvesting it soon. And over here the grapes are doing well. They haven't produced as much as last year. I had it in a pot last year and then I put it to the ground. That might have caused a slowdown. More Albert potato. One little corn over here. I started with 7. They passed. They struggled. This one is looking good. See if I'll get something from that. This is a new batch of potato. Forget what it is called. I had some okra. Slugs decide to take them. Also some turnip. All those are gone. Here I've got a bit of tomato in that little small pot. There's strawberry, okra and tomato. I probably have too many things going on in there, but I'm going to trail. There's an okra, cucumber on this tree. So I'm going to move the container short in a little while, and then that will trail on the tree. Over here there's a few more cucumbers and a sunflower. Over here I've got some really beautiful, very beautiful pumpkins. Look at the vine, the roots, so beautiful. I hope they produce a really good quality pumpkins. But sweet potato here is not great because these are both fine stuff. They will be fighting for space, but I'll do my best to keep them up. I just cram everything in, a lot of things in. There's a bean over there in between those tomatoes also. There's another bean over here start flowering, a sunflower, and more pumpkins. I'm gonna root some of those pumpkins out. And this is my rosemary. The garden is coming for the 2026. My age lemon plant, it hasn't produced anything as yet. It is about 7 to 8 years old. The day will come when it decides to reproduce. Another tomato plant, flowering also. In a few weeks I shall have some tomato ready to show you guys. Here I will put some callaloo in this container in a few days. I'm just giving them a few more days to grow, to develop the suckers. This is chow chow. I try with it for the last 3 years, but so far I've never managed to get any chow chow. But let's see what will happen this year. I haven't got much, so let's say less than 90 more days to go. Something doesn't start happening soon, but hopefully positivity will happen. I'll put as much that I know it needs to get something out of it. You put something in, you get something out. Over here I did start some different sets of corns from the one that is over there, so these are a bit later. I had some broccoli, but insect has taken over. Had some broccoli and turnips. All the turnips are gone. I think just one left there, actually, one little one. Another carrot over there. This is a dwarf bean and it's flowering very nicely. Over here, those are all carrots from last year. This is a runner bean. Soon beans will be falling out. Last year they did so well, very well. There's a sunflower there coming through. That's another pumpkin. My scrap heap with my mouth. Another runner bean. Very cram garden. A dwarf bean over here. Actually, the beans are coming out. You can see beans. So in a couple of weeks I shall be reaping some beans, though it's not much, but it's how it started. I did put down quite a few beans, but the soil is not the best, so they kind of struggle a lot. The soil is quite compact, very compact and hard to work, but I'm working it through. Eventually it will get better. It takes some time. Ends, and they actually lay. They are beautiful laying ends. They do not stay out here all day or all night because there's foxes in the neighborhood. They're very cutie. Very little cutie pies they are. The grey one, my daughter calls her Chantel, and she's Shavana. So I've got Shavana and Chantel. All those lovely names. So I am back where I started. This is where I finished for today. There's not a awful lot you need to take away, but I hope you will get something from it. Something out of nothing. Thank you for watching. See you again soon. Bye. Actually, these are some hot peppers. 2 little hot peppers. As they get a bit bigger, I will show them to you. Soon I'll transplant them into another pot container. And over here I've got some onions start growing. I also grow the onions from scratch and they really flourish really quickly. So I'm going to put those into the soil this morning. These are for the fish. I do have fishes.
And options for every budget from under £3,000. So book your free kitchen design appointment and feel as proud as a peacock with Wix.
Don't know if you could see that. There's an okra right here, though it's quite tiny. I feel like removing it to give the tree a chance to develop more. But this is how small it is, and it starts to produce already. I think I break back some leaves and that will help the tree to develop. Look at my strawberries. This is a first time over the more than 5 years now I'm growing strawberry. I've seen where they produce like this literally continuously. It's not a lot, but there's flowering in all the pots, and I have taken off bits since I've shown you my last recording of how things are going on in this little backyard garden. I am transforming downstairs down underground with strawberries, so I allow the runner to run underground, and once they start taking root I will sort them out properly. I'll lay down some covering on the ground, some plastic sheets really, so when they start producing they do not touch on the ground. So that's my plan. These are potatoes, sweet potatoes. This is actual sweet potato, and I just stick it in the ground, so it's not even from the slip with root. I bought it and it started growing, and I thought let me just put it in the ground as it is. So I'll see what will happen with this, though I haven't got much time in the year because it's already July. By end of September, early October, start getting cold. So there's a potato showing over there. Gotta go over there and cover it a bit. There's a bit of sun exposure. Sun exposure is not good for potatoes, apparently. It can cause toxin, which is poisonous. Here you can see these are quail a little bit. The reason why I like grudge around the soil and remove the big potatoes that I could see and just leave it to continue to grow. Look at this young lady over here. Actually, she started flowering. I can see the flower from the middle. You might not be able to see it. She is looking beautiful. I had 7 of them. For some reason, 6 died. And she's the surviving sister of them all. Over there, I'm also expanding with the strawberries. You can see the runners on the ground, and I'm gonna water in a little while so they'll start rooting. Gosh, over here is on a different level. I shall see how this manage. I'm gonna snip back some of these pumpkin leaves. Reason being, I've got sweet potatoes and they're both fighting for spaces. These leaves are so chunky. They're fighting for spaces and they're both products that trails. There are so many pumpkins over here. I pull up majority and I just feel a little bit reluctant to keep pulling them out and throw them away. So hence I've got so much happening over here. So I've got the potato, there's a few beans, quite crammed. Potato helps to keep, the pumpkin leaves help to keep the soil cool. But at the same time, I do hope it doesn't hinder the sweet potato from doing its thing. See, it's bedding down. You need to start take roots and give Auntie some sweet potato. Here I've got a few okra. I'm gonna throw them soon. Those are tomatoes. So it's just a little update on how things are going. This is an okra I'm trailing across here. I need to string it onto there this morning, and then sooner or later you will see the next video with okra falling out of this tree that I'm gonna trail it up. So this is how it looks today. This is what things look like at this minute. Over here, there's another pan with tomato. I've got a bean over here that's not looking too beautiful. Something is going on with the leaves. Don't know what that is, but something's happening. I did a recording of when I harvested some potato from this container and left the vines. And this is what it looks like, looking fresh again, still producing. And there was some small one on it at the time. So I'm gonna water, then I'm gonna give it some time, then I start grinding through to see what it looks like. But this looks like a really good experience. I didn't have to wait for months to start a potato. I just took out potatoes, grudge around it, took out the potatoes, and just stick that back in the soil. And look at it, voila. Over here, callaloo. The callaloo color is a bit different this year, I think, because, and this is assumption, the seeds took a long time to come through the soil. And I've noticed from previous years, sometimes when it's like that, the callaloo doesn't come out really nice and soft. It can be hard after really. I love the stonework, it's beautiful.
to the bridge there. I hope you have your seatbelt on, you know.
Is it that you just want to be heard on my thing, and so as soon as I start recording, you ready to start that? I'm not going to get you to the beauty of the bridge. You need to be on it, coming off it. So this ain't necessary. Why do we have to pay? We're not actually driving on the bridge.
They're going into the tunnel.
Oh, unscrupulous world. Here comes the Queen Elizabeth Bridge, all dressed in white. The flyover of the Queen Elizabeth Bridge that was built and opened year 2024. Is that correct? That was built. When was it built? Got to block all that out because what's recorded and it doesn't make sense. Can't pick up the bridge. I'll have to be driven on it to get a proper view. Above the tunnel there is the Queen Elizabeth Bridge, which is no longer in sight. I think I've got a video already with this tunnel. I have already got a tunnel recording. Driving on the bridge. Is it a one-way for the bridge? You should have said it, because I thought we were actually going over the bridge.
mile, bear right onto the A282.
You need to be on top of it to see the beauty of the bridge.